This is Trail Talk 24 with Jam
and Jobs. I'm just gonna make it awkward. I know.
It was awesome.
That was a hee hee hee.
We're back once again. Welcome back to the show. Great to see you guys. We've got people tuning in live to Facebook and Instagram.
Yup.
If you guys have any questions, a reminder once again, please feel free to comment. We'll get to them at the end of the show. We've got about 30 minutes. We've got to crunch this one in a little bit because we have a lot going on these days. Yeah. It's a quiet March for us here at Aravaipa. We've got just one event on the books, Mesquite Canyon, but next month we got 4.
Yep, every
and
weekend.
there's technically 5 Saturdays, but there's 4 events. So that's going to be bonkers.
Bonkers. It's exciting.
But looking ahead, we've got Mesquite Canyon coming up. And it is the finale of what we call the Desert Runner Trail series, which is something that basically helped birth Aravaipa running. It was the first series of trail runs that I created back in 2010. Actually, I was going to say 9, but 10 was the first year that we had those going on. And the series has grown to encompass 7, kind of 8 events, because Damn Good Run is kind of the bastard child of the Dirt series.
It's the newbie.
It's the actual awards ceremony and our volunteer appreciation race. So Mesquite Canyon is one of my favorites on the calendar.
It's pretty.
And I think I just got the okay to run it.
Really?
Yeah, the 50K. And it is literally a dream come true for me because since I dreamed up that course back in 2009, I've really, really wanted to race that one. So
nice.
I think I'm going to be filming the race experience.
It's going to be absolutely gorgeous out there too, because we've gotten so much rain this year, and all of the wildflowers are going to be in bloom next weekend for this race. So if you guys are out, come and check us out because it is going to be so
pretty. You're going to be off the charts. I've already seen some people posting photos. Just all the yellows are out currently, but, and I think purples too. But I think all the colors will be out.
All the colors. All right.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. There's really a distance for everyone at that one. We've got 4-mile, half marathon, 30K, 50K, 50-mile.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a great time. Other nice thing about that one is it's actually a mountain course. You actually climb up into the mountains. A lot of our dirt series races are lower down. Yeah. This one gets up there, and it's actually a lot cooler.
The goat camp.
Goat camp is often feared, but I've heard they've redone the trail.
They cleaned it up. They cleaned it up.
It?
I have not. Okay. I've seen pictures. Everybody from Aravaipa is posting pictures of all of the super smoothness.
I'm stoked. So we got to circle back around because Old Pueblo happened this last weekend. Yeah. And you ran in it.
I did.
It was your first ultra.
It's my first ultra.
And we want to see, first ultra, but let's just talk about that.
Okay.
Do you just want to give us a rundown and then see if I got some questions for you, or if the audience has questions?
I mean, if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask.
But let's I want to get your perspective on the day.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good day. It was perfect weather. It wasn't too cold at the start line. I actually took the 1 hour early start, headed out in the dark, and was treated to one of the best sunrises that I've ever experienced. It was absolutely gorgeous. I had the pleasure of running 20 miles with John and Kat Armstrong, and these guys are the ultra couple, and they are absolutely amazing, and they set a pace for me, and I was able to keep it up really just an easy, fun pace for the first 20 miles. And then I kind of fell apart a little bit before getting up to the first loop. My heel kind of started hurting me just a little bit. But I got into mile 25, 26. It was a long 25 miles. That was not 25 miles.
So the first loop, which was supposed to be 25-miler, it was a marathon?
It was more than a marathon.
What did you clock on your watch?
It was 26.8, I think, almost 27 miles. But I got in, retaped my heel. I saw my crew. They were absolutely fantastic. My sister came out. from Kansas City to help crew, Bill Graves and Lloyd from Endurance Care. They were awesome all day long and got me up and out of the 25-mile mark, and I trekked it up the hill again for that 9-mile stretch, and I kind of fell apart at mile 30 completely.
You hit the wall at mile 30, the ultra wall.
The ultra wall. It was just, I was not hungry. Everything that I tried to eat made me nauseous. I was trying to drink as much as I can, but even that was kind of a struggle for me. I got really, really hot. Yeah, and it was just a lot of climbing on Forest Service Road, and I was just mentally kind of beat down by that point. And then at mile 33, the sweeps caught up with me, so I knew I was DFL. And
not a good sign.
Not a great sign. So after that, after seeing them, I became extremely paranoid about my pace. I was checking my watch every, what I felt was every 30 seconds to see, realistically what I could do. And then when I got into the aid station there, I had clocked around 36 miles, and I had, I think, just less than 2 hours to do another 6 miles to the next aid station, and I knew realistically that it wouldn't happen, considering my pace. So I dropped at 36 and got in a truck and hauled it back to the start line, and was thrilled, though, because I got to see 3 of our Aravaipa colleagues finish the race. So David and Josh and Norm all finished the race, and that was David's first 50-miler, and it was really cool to see. So as far as my experience went, I kind of experienced all the highs and the lows, and I learned a lot, definitely, and did not deter me from ultra running. Immediately after that, I'm coming back for 2018. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to crush this course. I know what I need to do to get through 2 loops, so I'm excited.
Would you do anything different race day, or would it be more in your training and build up? What do you think it was?
It was my training and build up. I think definitely there was more climb than I anticipated. That was a legit mountain course. There was a section after the first aid station to Cave Creek. It was just a 6-mile section, but that was some of the toughest climb. Really, really steep, very narrow trail, overgrown, rutted, really cool, but extremely difficult.
The winner, I think, was over 8 hours.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
So and Scion's a strong runner too. So
yeah.
It's definitely
it's a tough
it
course.
is. I think it's deceivingly difficult, and
yeah.
I think too it sounds like it might be a little long as well. So
it was I hit 25, and then a little while later I saw Bob's sign that said 1 mile to go, chop chop, and I was like, 1 mile still? I was like,
never
no.
something you want to see.
So it was a good.
So what are you looking? Are you looking at stepping down back to a 50K distance next? What do you want to do next? Do you have anything planned out?
I keep looking at, there's 3 races that I keep looking at. One is the 9 Trails, 35 miles, and it's actually twice the amount of climb. So you're
just going for it.
I'm just going to go for it.
You don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. There's another one. There's another 50 mile, and I think it's in August, and it's another mountain 50 mile.
Squaw Peak 50.
It's not Squaw Peak.
You were looking at that
I know.
one.
I was looking at that one. I think I need to settle down just a little bit. Gosh, what is it called? Lone Bear or something, maybe. I can't remember. But it's another 50 mile in the mountains, and I don't want to step back. I want to keep going, and I think I can really kind of find a good.
You still got an ultra
miles.
under your belt. So what? It's not called a finish. You got 36 miles out there.
That's the farthest that I've gone, and I was thrilled with that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I know I can do more.
Good stuff.
You filmed the whole thing, didn't you?
Yeah, so there's a short video up right now on the Run Steep Get High channel, the Old Pueblo 50. It gives you a taste of the race. I know there's a clip of you in there, but I filmed a lot of our Aravaipa staff. Yeah. We're going to be making a more in-depth film about all of them running the race that'll come out maybe in a week or 2 weeks, so keep an eye out for that one.
Cool. Yay.
It's a good recap.
Yep.
So move on to TrailTube.
Yeah, you want to play a little game with me?
Sure.
Okay, so
let's do it.
This is called True Confessions, right? Okay, so with TrailTube, we play a game every week. We find these off the internet, and we kind of recreate them for fun. And so this is called True Confessions. I'm going to hold up 2 envelopes. In these envelopes, one and two. I don't know. There we go. Haha. There is 2 stories. One is true and one is false. I'm going to ask you to pick one of my envelopes. I will read you the story, and then you have 1 minute to interrogate me to decide whether that is a true confession or not.
Okay.
Cool? Okay, so you choose
2.
Number 2. I love that it says Jubes on the back. Is that how we're spelling this now? That's how Robert Lopez spells it. I called him Rolo. If he gets to call me Jubes, I said I get to call you Rolo. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Okay.
Oh, he's got the clock up over there.
Okay.
Okay.
So does it start after I read the story? Okay. Okay, so one time in college for spring break, I was flying to New York, and we had a layover in Chicago. While I was in the airport, I bumped into Oprah Winfrey, and she was excessively rude to me.
In college?
Yeah.
What college did you go to?
University of St. Mary.
And what was Oprah wearing that day?
It was like a red blazer, and she was like wearing like a pantsuit type of thing, but it was like a red blazer. I didn't actually know it was Oprah until like I bumped into her, and it was...
Why was she rude to you?
I mean, I didn't mean to bump into her, but...
So you bumped into her and then she was rude to you?
Yeah.
Were you rude by...
By no mean. Like, I was like, oh, man, I'm so sorry, and like, she just kind of gave me a face. I was like, I think that was Oprah.
I think I already know. Do I have to wait until the whole thing? I think it's false.
It is false.
Yes!
Oprah.
Okay. You would not be able to remember what she was wearing. Come on.
Maybe.
No.
If it was Oprah.
Okay. Which one do you want?
A number 1, please. Can I open my true story? Can I just see what you chose?
Okay.
Okay.
In 2015, at Tusher's 93K, I dropped my GoPro into the porta potty at the start line, and I had to wrap my hand in toilet paper and pull it out.
And what year was that?
2015.
And what were you filming?
I was filming the Tusher 93K.
Were you running the Tusher 93?
I ran the whole race, and I filmed the whole race.
And you dropped it in the porta potty?
Shit happens.
Did you continue filming after you had dropped it in the...
It was rolling.
It was rolling.
Yeah.
Do you have footage of this right now?
It's never been released publicly. None of the footage has ever been released publicly from this race.
Did the GoPro have the little waterproof case on it?
Yeah. So it wasn't a total loss.
At what mile was this?
It was at the start line before the race started.
And were you able to sanitize your hands?
Yes. They have hand sanitizer in there.
And it was just the hand sanitizer. You just like.
Well, I had to go into the ski lodge and actually wash off the waterproof case.
I want to say wildly that's true.
It's false.
Ah! That would be so good though.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, can you read me your true story?
Oh, sure. I don't even know what it is, but I'll read it. What was your other one?
My true story is when I was 17, I had to call in tardy to my first hour class because I backed my car into a pit of an old railroad turntable, and I had to call a tow truck because my car was at a 90-degree angle. It was like, boop, boop.
When I was 10 years old at my parents' house in Glendale, I had pet ducks, and I watched dogs break into their cage and kill them.
That's terrifying.
It was. It was really sad. It sucked.
That's such a sad story.
We had pet ducks. Who has those?
I don't know. I
Thinking
had
back
pet
on
rabbits.
it seems kind of weird, but also awesome.
Aww.
Mallard ducks.
Mallards.
They're cool. I forget the names, but they were cool.
Do you want to talk to the audience a little bit?
All right. So I got Instagram. Jubilee has Facebook. Run Adventures asks, Jamil, any Canada visits this year? None scheduled, but if there's a compelling reason to go, I would love to. Gary Robbins, if you're watching, maybe you can make it happen. Maybe you can somehow get me up there to Squamish or something. AZ Adventures, you look hot in that shirt, Jamil. Thank you.
Oh, my.
Is that Jeremy? I think he's AZ Adventures. Thanks, dude. That's Jeremy, the founder of this beautiful, amazing race. We're proud of you, Jubes. From the Lang family, that's 614 Trail Runner.
Yay, thank you.
Kyle Roy, glad you're motivated again, Jamil. Barkley predictions. I predict that I will get onto Loop 4 this year, but I won't make it onto Loop 5. Other predictions? I'd love to say that no one will finish this year.
Ooh.
Because I still want to be the 15th finisher. Todd Trimble, for fun, would you be willing to run Mesquite Canyon dressed up as your Jam Jam character?
In a blazer and a tie?
It
Maybe the glasses?
That's amazing.
Please do.
I would consider it. Maybe with the blazer and the sunglasses. Okay. Interesting. Thanks, Todd.
Think it'd look good.
That's a great suggestion. Maybe it depends how hot it is. If it's 95 degrees out, I don't know. But again, I'll still consider it. I like it.
Can you do like
more suggestions like this? That's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Can you do a blazer crop? Like a crop blazer and a crop here?
I think you could.
And just like a half jam?
Half jam. Great effort, Jubes. Awesome job, Jubes. Great attitude, Jubes. See, so we've got the Jubes spelling. It's kind of like you either going pubes or boobs.
Oh, God.
Like, I'm just going to say it because I don't care. I was going to say it later, but I just said it now. So you got two options there on the spelling. Let's see what happens.
All right.
I don't know what the public... Like, what do you guys want? Do you guys want Jubes, Jubes, or Jubes, Joobs? I don't know.
I think Mount Outpost character should be Joobs.
Okay. So this is the Jubes.
Yeah.
And then
the correspondent Jubes.
Or like when you redo the Chipotle challenge, you're Jubes.
Yeah.
Double O.
Double O
Jubes.
Double O Jubes. Double O.
Good attitude, Jubes. August in Arizona. Hot. What were we talking about?
August in Arizona.
Oh, your race is coming up. You're not talking about doing an Arizona race in August.
No, it's not in Arizona. It's in California.
But we may have an Arizona race in August, but it will be up at 7,000 feet in the pine trees where there's shade and it's nice out.
Yes.
Perfect.
Great.
Jamil, this is from Run Adventures. Any plans on more awesome videos like Walmsley's Grand Canyon Run or Zach Miller finish at NF 50? Absolutely. More in the works, and I'm going to talk a lot more about video production, all that stuff in my Steep Life video series coming up very soon. We're getting into the swing of things. I've got some big announcements on that coming up.
It's exciting.
Marathon 07. Do you like Phoenix summer training?
Do you?
Do you?
I've been really trained in the summer here in Phoenix. Nope.
Yes, I do love it. I also love getting away from it.
Yeah.
It depends what I'm training for. When I was training for Angeles Crest a few years back, which is in August, and it can get over 100 degrees on race day, I love it because I have a perfect proving ground here in Arizona. You just have to acclimate for it, too. You got to spend 2 to 3 weeks getting out there every day in the heat of the day. Your body does adapt. I also would always carry minimum 4 water bottles with me at all times. 2 to drink, 2 to pour on my head.
Whew.
Just got to stay wet.
Yeah.
But I also like going to Colorado and training in the San Juans. And that might be what I'm doing this summer.
Yep, that's my favorite.
New Montana 36 is badass, he says.
Yay.
This just in, Jubes was a dick to Oprah.
Ooh.
I think that is false, but...
It is.
Jamil is good. Jam is good, is too good of a liar. I don't know what to believe anymore. So, a little bit more about that story. I actually did film at the Tushers 93K.
That's the thing. I've seen that video of the Tushers.
Well, it never went public, though.
You didn't?
You saw some of the footage.
Well, maybe. I saw some of the footage because maybe we have it archived here.
Yeah, it is archived here. So I did film with the GoPro, so it's like there was a shred of truth, but me dropping it in the porta potty, completely false.
But that's the thing. Like, even if you had dropped it, I can see you like, oh no, I'm not losing that. Just fish it right on out.
No gear, noidia. Any cramping during the race? Jubes?
It was mostly my stomach. I just had really bad, just so nauseous, and everything I ate was just not good.
I See Fishman asks, Jubes, at any point did you ask yourself, WTF am I doing?
Yeah. mostly at the beginning, and then again probably around like mile 22, and then again like at mile 30, and then again at mile 33 when the sweeps got me. I'm like, that's fine. So all the time, I guess.
New Montana says the weather at Barkley is going to be awful. How do you know, man?
Dude.
It's like way too early to tell. Most likely, yes, I agree. And that's why I love it. And that is what is going to create a difference between the men and the boys, so to speak. Or the women and the girls, I don't know.
Just all of
Something
the peoples?
like that.
How about that?
It's gonna be a huge factor, as it always is.
Yeah.
New Montana, Jubes, for your next ultra, will your drop bags be as large? You were so prepared. So let's talk about the drop bags. Did you use what was in there? Did you even open them? Did you not care?
The only one that I really needed was at the first one when my crew wasn't there. Everything else, no, I didn't really need all of that stuff.
But did it make you feel better having it there just in case?
The first time, yeah. I mean, it was kind of like a security blanket. I had never done that. I was like, I don't know what I need, so let's take everything.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. And so I would rather be over-prepared than under-prepared. But yeah, next time I'm scaling it way back. That's no reason to have that amount of stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, I've graduated a little bit from that. And it's funny because a lot of European races, I was talking about this with some people out at the race course this year, you're allowed 1 or 2 drop bags for the whole race, and it could be a 100-miler.
Yeah.
And so you can access your first one after like 15 hours of running, and then your next one after 6 more hours. So it's like, you kind of got to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And they also have required gear there as well. Yeah. So you're having to carry a lot more with you at all times. And the American philosophy is more like, I want to carry as little as possible. I want nothing with me, and I just want to access all these crews and bags.
Aid stations and everything, yeah.
And the other thing is they don't believe in pacers either, because we were talking about that. We were thinking it would have made sense at Old Pueblo to have a pacer from mile 40 to the finish.
I think it would.
And I don't know why they don't do that.
Yeah.
So Bob Bachani, Tucson Trail Runners, whoever, if you guys are listening, please consider it.
Yeah,
I think there's no reason not to. It's easy to get to that aid station.
If I knew I had a pacer at 40, I would have really.
I think you should be able to do that. There's really no reason not to have it.
Yeah.
And I think it could have a huge boost. Because I was talking to your sister and saying, man, how great would it be for you to look forward to having your sister with you to share that experience. Yeah. And I get it. It's not the European model. They don't even allow pacers for the most difficult 100-mile races. It's just not a thing over there.
Yeah.
So, but here, it's accepted. Jubes autocorrects to Junes.
It does.
Someone says that. We have a lot of people saying they like Jubes with the double O.
Joobs, evidently.
What did you eat during the race? Asks No Gear Noidia.
I had a lot of those like little glucose things. I ate the Creamolitas religiously.
Really? Those are good?
Yeah. Probably I try to like eat a couple every few miles. And that was just like a constant fuel. So that was actually really, really good. And then oranges, best tasting oranges of my life. It was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think they were Cara or Cara. I don't know how to say it. I got made fun of because I didn't know how to say it.
Really?
Cara oranges.
I don't know. But
they're kind of like pinkish.
Yeah.
Inside.
They were so good. Yeah. A lot of oranges and like peanut butter and jellies and all kinds of goodness.
We've got Gentleman Wick. Steep Life is sick. Keep it up.
Yay.
We will. Every day. Every damn day. Lake Stanford. Any future ultra races considerations in Sedona by Aravaipa? Short answer, yes. Not sure when that'll happen. Gentleman Wick syrup shots. No.
Maybe not this one. Maybe next time.
We'll save the syrup for the apple cider vinegar drink. So what do we got over on Facebook?
Yeah, Rolo is here. See? Told you. I knew it was false. Amy Burnett says, I knew it was false because Jamil would totally post that video if it had fallen in.
That's probably true.
Need some more Jubes, but all the guys will say Jubes, Joobs.
Okay.
Tim Paziora says Jubez, Jubes. And Tim Paziora also says, Jam, you and Skylar should do another drop bag challenge this summer.
We definitely need to rekindle our relationship a little bit.
Brendan Welling wants to know best Mogollon Monster qualifiers for 2017.
Out of the three, Never Summer 100K, Tusher's 93K, or Kachina Mosa 100K. Well, I've never run Never Summer or Kachina Mosa. So Never Summer is, I believe, up near the Front Range of Colorado. Tusher's 93K is in kind of like middle of the land Utah, like middle of nowhere Utah. And Kachina Mosa is kind of near the Wasatch Mountains.
Cool.
I would say I've heard good things about Never Summer. I've never run Kachina Mosa. So that sounds really interesting to me.
I think Wasatch is amazing.
Tusher's I thought was beautiful as well and tough. So
is that more like a desert race?
Nope, it's high up in the mountains.
Is it?
It's kind of like a mini, not quite hard rock, but it's got some really high alpine stuff.
Okay.
It's cool.
Awesome. So excited for Mesquite 50K. Says Nick.
See you there, Nick.
Yay.
I'm excited for that.
Jubes, after your first 50-miler attempt, what advice would you give someone else who is about to attempt the same distance for the first time? For me, I don't know. I would just kind of trust your training. I think I wasn't necessarily prepared for the climbing. So know the course, know the elevation gain, and really kind of like hone your training to what you're going to actually run. I should have climbed way more, I think, in my training. Definitely go out slow. Like, that was probably the most enjoyable first 20 miles that I've ever run, because I was able to keep a really, steady, even pace, and find somebody to chat with on the trail, because that helps a lot. Ooh.
Got a couple more here. We got to wrap things up in a couple minutes. LC Fishman, Jubes, how many miles a week did you run leading up to the race?
In the weeks before, not very many. Probably less than 30 a week. I think my biggest week was around 40, 45 miles, and I think that was pretty much it.
Probably needed to be more like 40 average, maybe a high of 60 for ideal, but you get there.
I'll get there. I started with low base.
New Montana, good episode. Good luck, you two. Thank you so much for tuning in and for all the great questions. Nathan17, hell yeah, Jamil, kick ass on the new fire lit for Barkley training. He's talking about some of the new videos we've been putting out every day for Steep Life, kind of chronicling some struggles I had with my training. And then I don't know quite what it was, but I kind of kicked myself in the pants and got things rolling. So it's been fun posting the videos. It's keeping me motivated because I know that people are now watching, and I've said that I'm going to do 20,000 feet of climbing this week.
So
if I don't do that, then I'm kind of letting you guys down. So it's been a great tool for me to keep myself motivated. Like last night, I did 3 runs yesterday, and I went back out last night at 8 p.m.
Nice.
And I was all over the Phoenix Mountains just hammering away up and down ridge lines, getting some vert in. And I'm going to leave the office here in 2 hours and get a run in before a group run, because I'm trying to get 2,500 feet a day, I guess, for maybe the week.
Yeah.
And that'll get me up to about 15,000. And then I want to hit maybe a couple, I think that math's right. Maybe not. Maybe it's 12.5. And then I want to have a couple bigger days this weekend. So
nice.
At least one 6,000 foot day. Thank you for this, guys. Thank you as well. I missed the whole episode, but good to see your faces. Catch up on this later. The Real Deal Runner. And as you know, this is archived on YouTube as well as it's a podcast on iTunes and Google Play.
Yep.
Andy Freeman, 80. New Steep Life is awesome. Missed the episode, but now looking to catch up. Go Jubes. Great effort. Always next run.
Cool. Jose Sandoval says, just tuning in, so maybe I missed it. Jules, what is your biggest takeaway from your first 50? And great job either way. Takes cojones to even toe the line. Biggest takeaway was that I am so much more capable of, big goals and bigger distances than I thought. So I'm just going to keep pushing and keep going, and I'm excited for it. So. And Tim Paziora says, I'm having trouble with calorie intake during longer races and runs. Any tips?
I would say if you're getting tired, using one type of fuel, like just gels, or just blocks, or mix it up. Have multiple options. That's a thing for me that I found when I try to just go with one thing, whether it was just dates or just fruit or just gels, I would get sick off of it. So having options, trying different things, mixing in, liquid with solid foods, and also eating enough the night before and a little, like a decent breakfast the morning of, something that'll stick with you. It's nice to get going with the race and be able to run an hour and a half without really being starving and having to choke down a gel, because it kind of gets your body used to the idea of running and kind of gets everything, all cylinders firing. That's my belief anyways. Yeah. I don't know if I have scientific proof for that, but I found if I can have enough in me to get things going, then once I start introducing the food, it just burns. Cool. Okay, we're probably going to have to wrap things up for this week, but thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.